Income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow. You can teach a monkey that, but our schools don't teach that.
It is shocking that still to this day, a high school graduate will not encounter those three ideas.
Because they're taught by Marxists. No, they are.
You and
Please.
I agree on that.
No, I don't mean they're bad people. Please hear me wrong. That's what good. This is a ring. I'm called a ring knocker. There's 5 federal academies: West Point, Naval Academy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Kings Point. I went to Kings Point in New York. The first book we're required to read is the Communist Manifesto.
Really?
Yes, 1965, I'm reading the Communist Manifesto going, because it was economics. That's real economics, not that bullshit they teach you in school. Econ 101 and econ. No, it's communism versus capitalism. Adam Smith versus Karl Marx. It's basic. But our academics are idiots. They got this piece of stupid paper that says you got a PhD. I'm going, good, pay me my rent, I'll be happy.
So when you encounter a student who is under the throes of belief that communism is the future and that, oh, look, capitalism has failed for whatever reason, what do you say to them?
Got to study a little bit more. I'm not saying I'm not saying being a Marxist is bad, because because my economics teacher was a West Point graduate, the U.S. military school. I went to military school. He was a West Point graduate. He flew B-17s in World War II. Got shot down, captured, escaped, all that stuff. And he says, economics is like a religion. So you could be Catholic, you could be Hindu, you could be Jewish, could be Buddhist. So economics is like an economic religion. And he says, some Marxists believe in this religion, capitalists believe in this religion. So I'm reading the Communist Manifesto, 1965. My family are Marxists. Yeah, my dad headed the teachers union. Can you imagine that? And that's what Marx said: labor workers of the world unite, form unions. And so I worked for my rich dad one time during a union, because my rich dad was the exact opposite of my poor dad. My rich dad was a capitalist, and his workers went on strike. So rich dad called me up and he says, come help us out. So I went down to his hotels. He owned hotels. And I'm working behind the desk. So I'm out there for like 3 or 4 days because, there's no workers. Workers are on strike and all this stuff. They were voting for unionism. That's what the workers were on strike for. I got home and my poor dad said, where have you been? I said, I called home every day. He said, I know, but where have you been? I said, I was working. He says, you're a scab. You broke the union lines. It was the end of my relationship with my dad. He says, you're a scab. I went, but Dad, I was just helping this guy out. No, you should have let those guys strike against him. That's the number one rule of Marxism: abolition of private property.
Yeah,
If you just read the books, you know what I mean?
I did a recent video about a couple videos about Marxism, and I think that is essentially what I understand to be the simplest definition is the abolition of private property is communism.
Yes. But how you get there is that, workers of the world unite, go up against them, strike, take their money. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that was my father.
It's a hard environment to try to understand which assets to buy.